Headline: Typhoon Wipha slams southern China. Wind gusts reach 250 kph. Shenzhen, China. Large parts of southern China have been placed under a state of emergency following the onslaught of Typhoon Wipha, the sixth named tropical storm in the region this year. According to meteorological agencies, the storm brought wind gusts of up to 250 kilometers per hour, causing widespread damage to infrastructure, transportation systems, and livelihoods across Shenzhen and surrounding areas. According to the China Meteorological Administration, Typhoon Wipha made landfall along the southern coast of China yesterday after passing through the Taiwan Strait. At the time of landfall, the storm was accompanied by torrential rain and violent winds that destroyed hundreds of homes, buildings, and public utilities. In Shenzhen, one of China's largest metropolitan cities in the Guangdong province, more than 6 major subway lines were suspended due to severe flooding in underground tunnels. Commuters were evacuated as water levels rose rapidly inside stations. At Beaumont International Airport, over 800 domestic and international flights were either delayed or canceled. Thousands of passengers were left stranded, and some aircraft were diverted to nearby airports for safety. Shopping malls, office buildings, underground parking areas, and even schools were converted into temporary evacuation centers. Local officials report that over 250,000 residents were forced to evacuate to safer locations. Authorities in Shenzhen implemented the highest level of emergency alert, suspending all classes and government operations. Several districts reported water and power outages, affecting both residential and commercial areas. In total, 16 cities and provinces across southern China are experiencing the effects of the storm. Beyond flooding, at least 35 landslide incidents were reported, particularly in the mountainous areas surrounding the city. Some of these occurred in residential zones, damaging homes and injuring several individuals. The State Grid Corporation of China reported that over 600 power lines were damaged or destroyed. More than 1.2 million households lost electricity, and restoration efforts are currently ongoing. In response, the national government has deployed military units and emergency rescue teams to assist in the affected areas. Personnel from the People's Liberation Army, along with civilian volunteers, are conducting search, rescue, and relief operations using rubber boats, amphibious vehicles, and drones to access isolated communities. The cities of Dongguan, Guangzhou, Huizhou, and even Hong Kong were also impacted by Typhoon Wipha. In Hong Kong, ferry terminals were shut down, schools suspended in-person classes, and public transport was reduced. China's National Emergency Management Office has advised residents in low-lying areas to remain alert as a second wave of flooding is possible due to rising river levels. Several dams in the provinces of Guangdong and Fujian have already been opened to release water in a controlled manner. Although Typhoon Wipha is gradually weakening as it moves northwestward, the risk of heavy rainfall, flash floods, landslides, and storm surges remains high. Authorities are urging residents to stay indoors and follow evacuation orders when necessary. Experts warn that rising ocean temperatures continue to influence the frequency and intensity of storms in the region, a growing concern attributed to climate change. The Chinese government is currently assessing the full scale of the disaster and is expected to roll out emergency assistance and rehabilitation support to affected communities in the coming days.